Hi.
Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
Hey. Where have y'all been? Happy Friday.
Everywhere and nowhere all at one time. I feel
Right?
like I've literally been like running around the same spot like a chicken with my head cut off for like at least last 3 days. I'm so ready for the 3-day weekend. So ready.
Yeah. Look, yeah. Since yesterday, yesterday and today were days. And I forgot it was a 3-day weekend.
It's a 3-day weekend. Oh, you have Columbus Day off?
No.
Yes. So they call it Indigenous Peoples Day now.
Right.
But yes, I have it off. That's like the one good positive, the biggest positive for working for a bank is I always have the federal holidays off. And my husband's a federal employee, so we always have the same days
Love
off. Which
it.
is, yes, absolutely.
Yay. Awesome.
Carolina is here. Hello.
Hey,
Carolina. We're sporting your gear, girl. Look at us.
Oh, hey, Carolina. Now I can follow you too.
We are,
always the middle child.
You guys, Carolina is the best. Her stuff is such good quality.
It is.
The shirts are very soft, very well fitted. They're great. We got to get Kat some gear.
Yeah. We do.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
I'm getting her.
I am literally.
She said she's crying.
I hope you're not seriously. I hope you're joking that because that's funny.
What?
You might not be crying. Like not for real.
I know.
She always messages me and she always is like, I feel so supportive for this community. And like, I mean, it's nice to have that kind of support. And she's been doing like this kind of business for a while. And so for everybody to like come and support her probably just means a lot,
I know. And the fact that like we didn't even coordinate this, everyone. We really did it.
We really did it.
That's so cool.
We both just showed up.
I know.
Well, we have an awesome show planned for you guys today. We're doing things a little bit different. As you can see, our fearless leader, Kim, is not here. As you guys might know, she is at the Nashville GLP-1 Bestie Meetup. You guys have probably seen a little bit of content coming through from the Bestie Meetup today. If you are a member, there is plenty of more content coming to you.
Dave.
There's Dave. What's up, my man? So today we do still have a community guest. However, we're just presenting it in a little bit of a different fashion. But we want to talk to you guys and sort of just, converse with you guys a little bit before we get into showing the story. It will be pretty similar in that we're going to listen and give the community guests space, but it is pre-recorded. So please always still feel free to leave all your comments in the chat. We love to talk about it. But we will obviously reserve talking about it after her community story is done playing. So we hope you guys enjoy it. So how is everybody? How has everybody's week been doing? Obviously, our weeks have been long, as we just said. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
PCOS has been kicking my butt, and I had to let go of so much of what I love. Oh, well, we're here for you, love, for sure. We're all here for you.
No, yeah.
We were saying before we started that we definitely wanted to mention Carolina's boutique. It is called Reverie Boutique, and we will leave information in the bottom bar after the live post, so you'll be able to go find that. So definitely go check it out. She's got lots of great stuff, for sure.
They had their first shot today.
Oh, awesome.
Drink all the
Congratulations. Welcome to the family.
Hydrate.
Faux show.
Or
everybody
definitely.
Hydrate. You know what we should do? I've been thinking about this. You know what we should do when we do these lives? We should play like a drinking game, right? Every time somebody says this word, whatever the word is, drink your water. Stay hydrated, queens.
Yes. Good gosh.
Stay hydrated.
Every time I say mounjaro in my in my Midwestern accent.
Were you as I remember, you said you were from Iowa, right?
Nebraska.
My
family's my family, most of my family's from Iowa. So yeah. Just right in that little area.
I remember that because every time I hear something from Katie Porter, I remember you talking about how she's like Midwestern too.
I'm from Fort Dodge, Iowa. Yeah. You can totally hear it in her accent too.
I sent her a message today and asked her to be on the podcast. So we'll see.
Heck yes.
We'll see how it goes. I really want to have her on because she's so hard against like insurance and PBMs, and like she is not afraid to call people to task.
Just make it make sense. That's what she's asking me. Just make it make sense.
Yeah,
exactly. And Dave's from Iowa.
Hey, Dave.
Iowa here.
Are you from Fort Dodge though? That's really well. I'm just kidding. That's awesome though. I want to know what part of Iowa are you in, Dave? Hey, Katarina.
That makes sense. Dave has like that. I feel like people from the Midwest are like this different kind of like just super hospitable people. Like some of the most friendly people I've ever met are from like Kansas, Iowa, Nebraska, like South Dakota, like those. I don't know. It's just a different kind of friendly.
Yeah.
North Dakota.
Yeah. North Dakota. I lived in Sioux Falls. We were in Sioux Falls too. My dad worked for the VA, so he's all over the Midwest.
Oh, really? I've only been to Sioux Falls once. I went to North Dakota once, and I was just like, oh wow. But the Midwest is so vast. It's like, oh,
it is.
Gracious. I know. It's just like
upper Midwest. What is it?
People tell me all the time about Kansas. They're like, oh, I want to come to Kansas and I want to see it. And I'm like, why? Like, well, why? I don't want to see it, and I live here. I'm good. Y'all have it. Literally, it's wide open fields, cows, and oil derricks, and like that's it. Unless you're in a big city, there's nothing else.
My brother was stationed in, was it Fort Riley?
That's Kansas, Fort Riley, Kansas.
Montana in the house. Hey, Montana.
Awesome. Welcome, Lindy.
Montana is gorgeous. Oh my gosh.
Charlotte.
Montana is gorgeous.
Not too far. No, I got married in Charlotte.
Did you?
Charlotte is fun. Charlotte's like, I grew up in South Carolina, and like the big cities we went to party were Myrtle Beach or Charlotte.
Really?
Myrtle Beach.
Wow.
Yeah. Chicago's.
Minneapolis is here.
Minneapolis.
Welcome,
you gotta say it like that.
Minneapolis.
That's how Janet Jackson did. So.
Oh, that's
Jimmy
awesome.
Jam, Terry Lewis.
Minneapolis.
Yep.
You forget. Tay, sometimes I forget where I am too.
I do too, Tay. Don't feel bad.
I have a lot of choice words for where Tay lives. She lives in Massachusetts, and I have a whole bunch of like really nasty names to call Massachusetts because they're ridiculous there. So most times their government is just so silly. They have the silliest rules. But anyway, Sabrina's from like Chicago area, Raleigh, North Carolina, Georgia. That's awesome. We're gonna have people from everywhere.
I know.
So I think we're going to take some time and go into Susan's story. Susan's story is an incredible one. If you guys don't already know it, I know all the girls have heard Susan's story, but Susan has an amazing story. I want to say up front, oh, Nate, thanks for becoming a new member. I appreciate that.
Can I get a witness? Yeah. Witness.
Really?
Witness.
I hate Atlanta.
Witness.
I don't like Hartsfield Jackson.
Witness. Minneapolis. Look, Minneapolis has the absolute worst airport.
There's a print store in Minneapolis.
In the airport?
Only
highlight in Minneapolis.
Oh, thank you, Nate.
Atlanta Airport gives me the hives. That's the reason why I have TSA pre-check.
Atlanta that.
You know those jokes, those jokes like on TikTok that like where TSA is screaming at people, put your bags on the. That's Atlanta.
That's always Atlanta.
It is. But it's always packed.
But
I've never had to check in. I've never had to check in through Atlanta. It's always a connector for me, so I don't ever have to go through any of that. I've already done that somewhere else.
So when I land in a small, tiny town airport, I'm like,
listen, Minneapolis's airport has so many different vignettes. It's like a piece of the airport is over here, then another piece is like over here, and it's just. Oh,
I always fly Southwest when I go to Minneapolis. So that's a completely different terminal. And it's like in the middle of like, it's quiet. But that other terminal, I get it.
Yeah, it's I mean, like everything is just so spread out. Like it just doesn't make sense.
I like terrible, Dave. You say it like Charles Barkley does.
Yes.
Terrible.
The layout is terrible. The best airport in the nation is Detroit.
See, I was going to say, I don't love Dallas-Fort Worth. I always have to connect there. Flying out of Wichita, I always have to connect there, like no matter where I'm going. Yeah. And I don't love it because you have like literally, it does not matter where you're coming from and where you're going. literally wherever you're landing, the connector is like all the way across the other side, and you have to ride this awful train that like feels like it's falling apart to get to wherever it was you're going over there.
Yeah,
I will give Atlanta that. We have a tram that does not feel like it's falling apart. It's pretty,
yes, that's true.
Yeah.
It's I mean, but Detroit
is
just one straight line. It's just one straight line.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
That's awesome.
And they did a really great job with the remodel years ago. So as a flight attendant, that's one of my favorite airports. Absolute favorite. Because it's cool. Just easy. You're like, okay, they got a Westin right there.
Mm-hmm. My favorite is here. Like checking in through like Wichita is like nothing. Checking and like my hometown is super small airport. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
Detroit. How about Amsterdam?
Is huge. Charles de Gaulle is huge. Well, you know, I was just there last month, but Charles de Gaulle is absolutely ginormous. Gosh, you're like, where am I going? And they're like, go this way. Like, oh, okay, all right, thanks. Yeah.
The only time I've ever flown internationally was to England, and we went to not the main airport. What's the other one? What's the secondary airport in London?
Gatwick.
That, yes. So we went there, and like, it was the first time I'd ever traveled international. And this was in 2000. So this was pre 9/11. Okay. And we literally got off the airplane and there were men with these giant guns. And I was like, this is weird. We don't have this in America. I mean, of course we do now, but we didn't back then. Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is really odd. I don't know that I I felt uncomfortable, but then And apparently that airport's grown quite a lot. I mean, that was 20 something years ago. Right. And so apparently it's grown quite a lot, but like, they don't play about security in Europe, like at all. Apparently they're still that way. Yeah.
Period. Nope. Yeah. Nope.
Sabrina, you know where Kim's at. Kim is in Nashville. She's busy bestieing it up with everybody tonight. Or like, she's at dinner right now.
Nice.
In Cashville per young buck.
Cashville.
Do you remember? See, I've been asking people this all night tonight. On my live. Remember, Young Buck was in the 50 Cent crew. Tony Yayo, Lloyd Banks, and Young Buck. Okay, now I'm not so dumb. That's what they're like. Now I'm not going so far back. Okay.
Yeah. No. I do.
What happened to him?
Young Buck, and and especially since this is the 50th year of hip hop. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Amsterdam, great when traveling with kids. Yeah, it is.
I mean, I can't say it because I don't have kids, but it was great.
I agree. CD.
Just don't ever fly out of Atlantic City. It's the worst. The security there is, oh my gosh, like it's a small airport. And like it should be easy, right? That makes sense. That math for everybody. Small airports are generally very easy, right? No, not Atlantic City. They don't know what's going on. They have like all the smaller airlines that are there. So like back when like Spirit was like a really big thing, which is really not anymore. People are like, we're gonna stay away from them unless we have to, right?
People still fly.
Spirit.
I mean, people do what they gotta do.
Lydia's hair. Oh God, everyone's feeling Lydia's hair.
I know,
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. This is actually mine. We can't pull it out. It's mine. Everybody asks when I curl my hair, they're like, are those extensions? Did you curl those ahead of time?
Well, mine
Jenny, those are yours too, girl.
Yeah. I bought
this is all my hair right here. I mean, it is mine.
Oh, goodness. Okay. All right.
Too funny. All right. So we're going to get to Susan's story. We do have, we got a little rule here. So let's do that real quick. Thank you so much, Sabrina. I appreciate that. And Jernine's looks amazing as well. So we're going to have our community guest. To even a diet class.
Really?
Uh-oh. Hey guys, I started my journey in April of 2022 when I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And the problem was the medication wasn't approved yet in the FDA, so I had to go through other, hoops and jumps to get medication and metformin and step therapy. And I had a doctor that wasn't
open. I had to go to even a diet class.
Really? Even with type 2, Susan?
Yeah, with a weight management class, and had to go through all that to get the medication. And so I started my own. I did another off-label go-low diet. You know, it's a diet with supplements. It didn't work. It didn't work for me. It might work for other people. It didn't work for me. And I continued with my fight. I just kept going to the doctor. Is tirzepatide available? Tirzepatide available. When it finally came available, I finished my step therapy. I had to go to a telehealth doctor to get it prescribed. Got all my medical stuff loaded up, and I finally got it prescribed. August 12th, 2022 was my first injection, and I've never looked back. 87 pounds later, and I'm here today, a new woman. I think the confidence that I had, but I've been there. I've been to every diet. I've been Jenny Craig, I've been Finnegan, I've been Weight Watchers, I've done keto, I've done the cabbage diet. When I was in the military, I was anorexic, I was bulimic. I went through a lot. I've always struggled with my weight. And the weight bias of doctors. It's out there, the fat bias is there. You break a toe, it's your weight. You know, everything was always to my weight, yet there was never an answer. And I really don't think they wanted to have an answer. They were just filling blocks. I was just a patient. They got paid and send me on my way, try this, try that. And hand me a sheet of paper. Tell me to eat less, move more. That was always the answer. And it really wasn't the answer for me. So mounjaro changed my life, changed my family's life. I want to be there for my grandchildren. I want to play with them. I want to, you know, go to their ball games and not be sweaty or can't even go up the bleachers. To me, that was so important. So, you know, I log, I journal. I really believe in journaling. That's my thing. You don't have to do it. But it's helped me in my journey. It's helped me to figure out what foods work with me in mounjaro. I can't drink sodas anymore.
Oh no.
I was a soda-holic, like 8, 10, 12 a day, no lie. And not diet. It was always the regular stuff. So I can't drink it anymore because mounjaro makes it taste to me like metal. So it's going to get me. So I drink water with lemon 99% of the time. And a coffee in the morning, protein coffee, which Annie, you know. Annie, Rainbow Annie. She got me on that with the caramel and everything. So I have one every morning now. So that's my addiction. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
A healthy addiction.
Yes.
So that's where I've been. That's where my journey has led me to this wonderful group of GLP. I think I told you before where there was many times that I was going to stop my TikTok because I started TikTok as a hold myself accountable. I wanted people to hold me accountable to my journey, to my weight loss, what I said I was going to do to make sure that I did it. And in the interim, I found wonderful connections of friends who've become family and who have the same goals, have the same issues, the same struggles that we've all been through. And so it's an enjoyment now. And so I will continue my journey. If I inspire one person to take this journey, to listen to all of us that we have to say. We're not experts by no means. I'm not a doctor, but man, I can help. I can help. They just have to take the next step for themselves and advocate for themselves. And I think that's been my biggest outtake. Advocate for myself because I never gave up on tirzepatide no matter what the doctors were telling me.
Because you knew.
I knew.
I
knew. I didn't take it at that time, but I knew. I knew that was the answer. And so glad I did. So glad I advocated.
That's awesome. So in terms of like weight when you were younger and dealing with it, we talk a lot about our community about food wars. Is that something you experienced?
Oh, absolutely.
And what's it like now?
I was a binge eater. Literally, my husband would go to bed and I would sit there and eat a whole bag of Doritos and eat it. And that was a coping mechanism for me. With my depression, I was very depressed. I didn't want to do anything. I stopped wearing makeup. I stopped doing my hair at the beautician, my nails. I wore leggings because I couldn't fit my size 20 jeans anymore. And I didn't want to go up anymore, but I was. I was just in a different body, right? In different clothing. And since I've been on mounjaro, there is no food noise. Like I think of food now for the first time in my life as fuel for my body. You know, and if I like it, I eat it. I don't limit myself. I think limiting sets you up for long-term failure. And so I eat anything as long as they fit in my macros that I have set with the dietitian with myself, and I just stick to that.
And that helps you?
Absolutely.
Do you feel restricted by sticking to the macros?
No, not at all. Because I can eat anything.
Because you can eat anything.
Anything has protein. There's lots of things that have protein. There's lots of things that have fat, fiber, the calorie intake, your carbs.
Yeah.
It's just the portion sizes change.
Yeah.
And mounjaro, of course, helps us with that portion size, with the satiety that it gives us. So that's a blessing, which I never had. As a kid, I was always the fat kid, right? I can remember when I got to size 12, I thought, oh my gosh, I lost all this weight. I'm in 12. I was so excited. And my aunt comes down. She goes, you would look really pretty if you lost about 40 pounds. That has stuck with me my entire existence. Then I go in the military. The max weight was 144. I went in at 140. Immediately, they put me on the program where they watched everything I ate. As soon as I went in, so for the 11 years that I was in, that's what they concentrated on. I had to weigh a certain weight. So that's what started my addiction with bulimia and anorexia. I mean, it got really bad. Yeah. It was just the weight hanging me up. I felt, the struggle finding life.
Yeah, I totally understand. And so many people that watch the show have experienced, we're on YouTube, so they can say it, binge eating disorder, and they definitely will relate with this because it's so shameful. And I even get upset but it's awful. I mean, it's you live so many years and think that it's your fault, but it literally is your body not working like it's supposed to, and it's like a symptom of that,
And we didn't know. And I was ashamed, like my husband wasn't going to find out. I mean, he's going to see me blow up. But he's always been supportive of me, no matter what body I'm in. He loves me for anything. So, but I didn't love myself, and I think that's where it comes in. And if you can't love yourself, how can you love someone else? So, even though he saw me in a different light, I saw myself in this worse light, and I couldn't be the wife to him that I should have been. And it had nothing to do with the bigger body. It was my health. It was the way I felt. It was my brain makeup, my depression, everything about that. I just gave up. And was at the time baby. All in life.
That's awesome. And then, are you still finding it difficult with insurance to get things approved, or is it all working out? You've done step therapy.
Thank goodness for me. It's been approved. I have a PA that's good for a very long time. I was one of the fortunate ones. I do have a doctor that supports me. They're strictly for obesity. I think it's important. Another thing is, I think when you go to a PCP, they don't mean ill will, I don't believe, towards you per se. They just have no knowledge themselves. That's not their field. It's service. So I would always encourage someone, if they want to go on this journey, to seek out an obesity specialist doctor. And they will set you up with your dietitians. They know what really you need and what's really going on with our brain. They know what's happened. Where PCP just doesn't have that. The primary care physician just doesn't have that knowledge.
I agree. When you got started, I'm curious, did the doctor tell you hey, when you start this, you're going to feel like this, or you should eat this, or you should expect this? Or do they just go, there you go?
Here you go. What happened with my my first, when I got my prescription, they just wrote the prescription, didn't really tell me anything about it. I learned everything from TikTok, believe it or not, and what the side effects. And I had researched tirzepatide before I got on it. I didn't just do it blindly. But I knew more than my doctor knew, my original doctor. So I told them what tirzepatide does and what it does, and they even asked me, what profession did you do before you retired? Were you in the medical field? I said, no, I just had time to study the body, study this medication. And that's why I was so passionate about it. I read the clinical trials, all the things. And I wanted to make myself smarter so I could advocate for myself.
Absolutely. And then I think and I see this with you because you're really good about helping other creators, small, large, whatever it is. You do things and acknowledging them and keeping them going. I feel like that's so important because it is easy, especially if you're on a certain dose, to go, oh no, I'm not eating enough, or oh no, I'm eating too much. And going through all that, it's so nice to have somebody that's where you are in your journey. So I hope that you will keep doing it. because I've got a long way to go still.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
So I love that you're still here and still helping, and this is going to help a lot of people too.
I hope so. That's what I want to do. When people come on board and they'll say, I just got the medication, I automatically friend request them. You can look at how many follow me and how many I follow.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But if they reach out to me, I will get to them. I really believe in that. And I know at some point you get so many people, it's going to be hard. But I have a small base, and we talked about that, my husband and I, that I have a small base, and I'm really glad that I can help them. So when they reach out to me, I'm there. You know, whether it be on my plastic surgery journey, whether it be on my weight loss journey, whatever it is, I want to help them because I don't want them to suffer. And if I can, you know, it's kind of like raising a kid, right? If you can stop them from doing something because you've already done it, that's what you want to do. You don't want them to have to go through that hurdle. So that's what I'm there for. Just kind of, you know, make them aware of what some of the side effects are. If the side effects are too much, go down in your dose. You know, you don't have to titrate up so quick. Those things, you know, always speak to your doctor though. I mean, I always encourage that. You know, they should always go to their physician because I'm not a doctor. No, but I have experience because I use it, and I'm on the next to highest dose. I'm on 12.5.
I agree. Like, but I mean, like, it's intense. Yeah. But you know, it's like I think that what we don't realize though is that sometimes, like, sure, our doctors know more about the body and all the different things. They went to school for all this time, right? But there's something about taking the medicine, right? And like recently, and I'm sure because my mom's come in my lives before, my mom started taking ozempic, and my sister takes wegovy. And I said to them, I was like, I go to my sister, I go, listen, I know this is like a new journey for mom. I was like, but I'm kind of excited that she's going to see the promised land. Yes. Right? And she'll see like that feeling that we get, right? That feeling you're like, oh my God, this is the thing. Like,
it's euphoria.
Yes, because you're like, oh my God, like it was broken and now it's not. And what is possible, right?
And it's so wild. Like you can't even put it into words because when it happens, you're like, oh my God, this is what normal people feel like.
Yes.
Like, now I understand why they can go buy the bag of Doritos and just leave it, you know?
And they also like it also makes sense why they don't get us.
Yes.
Right? Like why they don't like, you know, when you're talking with them and they're like, I don't understand why you just can't stop eating. I don't understand why you can't just eat less anymore. And you're like, because I'm broken. Like, but it makes sense, but you don't really realize their point of view until you're in their shoes, right? When you were working like they said. I appreciate that so much. You mentioned about your plastic surgery. So I for sure am now experiencing all the skin in the land and figuring out how to fit it in my clothes, what to do with it, because I got a lot more to go, and I don't want to be taking nothing out until it's time. So it's like, I'm wondering, like, a lot of people, so we talked to Michelle, talked to other Susans, we're going to get all the Susans, you know, and we talked about, like, how some doctors are like, hey, you know, if you're like 10 pounds away from where you want to be, like, it's cool. But then when we talked with Michelle, she said that she's met doctors that actually will allow you to have a higher BMI because you're just larger people. And so, like, when you're thinking about losing your skin, should you not remove your skin and enjoy your body, right, and feel like you need to? Because it's a lot more than just the way you look, right? It's the feeling of the skin. It gets in the way and causes health.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it becomes a personal choice of what you want to do.
Yeah.
My doctor was pretty adamant because of what I wanted. And you have to have realistic expectations. Like, you know, I'm 60, so my expectations wasn't to look like a 20-year-old.
Right. Whoops. You totally do now. Don't talk about unrealistic expectations.
But it's those that your body, how it's going to react. You have to keep in mind that your visceral fat, which surrounds your organs, are underneath the muscle, right? So your plastic surgeon can only take out what's above the muscle. So if you have a lot of visceral fat, your expectations should be a little bit lower. They're still going to get you a tight body. You know, they're still going to get rid of that extra skin. But just know you're still going to be probably out there because of the visceral fat. And until you lose the visceral fat, it'll all come back. But it's a personal choice. I know people that do high BMI surgeries. Personal choice. And then the second thing is how much money you want to spend.
Facts.
It's the dollars. You know what I mean? And every location is different. Every doctor is different. You know, research them. Find one you really like. The one that's going to sleep.
When you say like research, what are like some good tips when you're trying to decide that? Like, what are you looking for?
Well, a lot of them are online now. I looked for someone that wasn't on board certified, but I wanted them to be board certified in cosmetic plastic surgery. They can kind of sculpt you, right? Where just a regular plastic surgeon is more worried about just baseless, right? Your body. I mean, some of them go a little bit more because they have that experience. You want someone that has experience. You don't want someone that's just did it for 5 years. You know, look to be 10 plus years. Look at their reviews. If you have an opportunity to talk to them in their office, we were there when other people pointed out. We go, hey, you know, what's it like? And have a good feel for your doctor. If he doesn't have good bedside manners for you that you connect to, don't do it. Find someone else. You will find that person and you'll connect. But don't just do one. You know, I researched in Nashville. I researched in Georgia. Yeah, I did. And I ended up settling on Chattanooga. Because we're close there. We're about an hour from Chattanooga. And that's where I settled. But I would have came to Nashville. I just didn't get the one place. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So you're like going with logic and then moving into the one with this. I like it. I like it. It's a good strategy. I figure when the time comes, I gotta tell you, I never even thought that I would. I can't even conceive of this. You know what I'm saying? I know. Like, I bought a size extra large, and for me, I haven't been an extra large. I started in a 3X, 4X, right? So I haven't been an extra large since college. So and I'm like, and a large is just underneath that, and that was high school because I'm a larger human, you know. So it's like I can't even conceive of it. Now I'm starting to see that like time and treatment, like it's consistency and time and treatment, right?
Absolutely.
And then it's like it's all possible now. Like,
yes,
right?
Which you didn't think was possible.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started Journey, somebody had asked me on a live, are you going to have plastic surgery? I go, no, I don't care. You know, my husband loves your body.
Totally.
Until it all just kind of started hanging. You're like, you're like, well, maybe not. You know, I mean, you know, when you don't like yourself, when you look at yourself in the mirror, to me it was obvious what I needed to do.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
you know when you get there.
Yeah,
basically.
you will absolutely know.
I mean,
You'll know.
Definitely.
And I have, you can look at my very first videos, and I encourage anyone to do that. Look at my first video. You can see how depressed I was, and I was like, I was trying to kind of be funny, but I wasn't, you know, that kind of thing. And as time went on, I blossomed. My first Infinity Hoop video.
Oh, I love those videos.
Oh my gosh.
You and Rebecca?
Yes.
I know.
We were doing the lives back then with Courtney and Gina and all the girls. And I would do lives Tuesdays and Thursday nights until my internet started giving issues, just blanking out. So, but you know, I stuck with it. I still I have my Infinity Hoop here, matter of fact. I brought it for some of the girls.
Oh my gosh.
But it helped me. It helped my core and it helped me in my weight loss. But it also helped me for my surgery because it helped my core and that visceral fat get lower. So I love it because it's fun and it's not, you know, high impact. You can make it high impact. But you don't have to.
But I did one, and and John, he was like, "What are you doing?" And I've actually stopped the television when I put it on, and to my son, he goes, "Hold on, buddy, this is going to be good." And I started doing it. I got maybe once around. He's like, "How's it going?" And I was like, "It's really hard." It's so hard. And then when I saw you and Rebecca doing it, I was like, "Oh, it's side to side.
Yes.
It's side to side."
It's not like a hula hoop.
I was trying to hula hoop. He was getting a kick out of it.
And you'll get to where you can go hula hoop. Right? When you start, listen, it's side to side, it's front to back. You know, but it's a good workout. Get your cardio up. That's my quads. Your butt. I mean, you know, I added weights for my arms. Because you know, I got the big arms. I always will have. I couldn't afford to get those done too.
Next.
So you know, you had to pick. You had to pick and choose.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, the arms are more easily hidden.
Yes. Exactly.
And definitely not as like, I think the tummy is like so uncomfortable because like of where it lays, right? Like and where the skin falls.
Yes.
And how it kind of gets
in the rash.
Oh, the itching and the rash. Yes.
I get it.
It's getting worse. Like I even find it's hard to even sculpt it now. Like it's easier to sculpt back. Like when you go to shapewear. Because you just like it sort of just smushes kind of into place, but skin is. That's not how it works.
It gives little ripples.
Yeah, it does. It looks like bumps under a blanket. It does, And I'm like, my Judy Blues ain't doing it. I need more than just tummy control. So that's new. Yeah, I think more people are getting there now. I'm starting to see like in our journey, but it blows my mind. And here, I'll move it up so we can talk. It blows my mind how. Hey y'all. It blows my mind how many people don't know, Suzanne. Like, how many people don't know about this medicine? How many people don't know that they're sick and that it's okay and that they're not alone and that it's not their fault? And like, it blows my mind, as I've told you, like, so I get very discouraged, you know, and it's like, I feel like we have almost like a responsibility to continue to talk about these things, like no matter how much crap we get like, in the media, and I know you agree, you know, and so like I because there's just so many, Susan, they don't know.
And to blame everything on us, and you know, we're fat, we're lazy, we're all that, and you're not. You know, I just want to tell anyone, just reach out to your doctor and get on this medication, or get the medication for you. There is an answer. Media doesn't want us, you know, big pharma doesn't want us, the food industry doesn't want us, they don't want us to be skinny, they don't want us to be healthy, but we have to advocate for ourselves. And I'm very passionate about it. That's why I'm going to stay on TikTok, and I'm going to help every soul that I can during my journey until the day I die, or they take TikTok away, whatever the case may be.
Oh God, let's hope neither.
Hope neither.
Hallelujah.
Exactly. And you know, I encourage it. Reach out to me. You know, I'm a comment away, a DM away to help. And I know you're the same way. And we have connected on a level from TikTok, and love you to pieces. I've loved you since the first time I saw your videos. You know, and I've just been on this great journey with Lori and Claire and Annie's and Sabrina's and Alexis and Mama Jen. I mean, just everyone.
It's so
many
cool.
demands, you know,
it's so
Rachel.
Cool. Yeah, because we all get it, right? Like there's this switch that flips, right? Like it's the weirdest thing to like make it sound so trivial, but that's what happens. Right? Is it just like all of a sudden, and then you get it, and it's like, and I think that's what when people talk about with like being the medicine being a miracle and all that. No, like the scientific discovery is a miracle. It is, and the experiencing is miraculous. It's the experience that none of us ever thought was possible or probable, and that's what's so like special about it.
Exactly. You know? We talked about earlier about you know, we get the flack of, oh, you're taking the easy way out, or you're cheating. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care. You call me a cheater all the time. Sticks and stones will hurt my butt. Listen, I've been called worse. You know.
Same.
You know. But what's so wrong about taking the easy way out? What's so wrong about that? You know, looking for a better solution. You can't tell me that no one else would do that if they were in our shoes.
No.
You just can't say that. So,
and there's so many sicknesses like that, right? Like, it would be like somebody saying, like, as someone that has cancer, and going like, no, like, I mean, let's don't treat that because it's the easy way out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or people that smoke and get cancer, we still treat them.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like,
why do we get the flack? Why does our industry get the flack? Why do obesity, and they call us fat and lazy, take these weight. But when we're fat and lazy, you want us to lose weight. But then when we find a way to lose weight, you don't want us to do that. So what is it?
Exactly.
You really don't care. You just want to be relevant.
And you know, like when people say, I'm pretty sure that you get this, like one of the biggest things they'll say is, oh, you know, they'll say, you're going to just gain it back. And what pisses me off about that is that when you start a diet, like in general, nobody ever says to you, you're going to gain it back. When statistically, everybody gains it back. Like,
and then some.
And then some. Like,
but why do you care now?
Why? No.
Like, you're not in my household.
No.
Like, why should you care? Because it's not, you're not paying for my medicine.
No.
You're not paying for my doctor visits, you know? So why do you care what happens to me?
Yeah, I really think that, like, and I'm starting to see it too, like, skinny privilege is a thing. Like, people don't want their level of whatever somehow put in a place, right? Like, to where it makes them less than this. You know, like, remember that one girl that was going around recently? She's like an advocate for those who have like obesity and fat and all these different things. And then she was running off about Ozempic.
Yes, like
and I'm like, what are you doing? like just because
you of all people.
Yes. Like just because you've accepted your body like this does not make you like any less worthy. Exactly. You know what I mean? Or what you've decided to do, like it doesn't make it any less valid. You know, just because someone's trying to do it a different way. We've got to stop telling people what to do with their bodies. Like, period.
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
Man, that was like, man, she got it good, marketing.
Yes, she did.
She got it good.
I did one. Yes, I did.
You did? I haven't seen it yet.
I did. Yes, I did.
I gotta go look. I did one too.
I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
You know. Well,
And
actually, it was
off the leash. We did her.
Yeah,
So
off
it
the
was
leash,
it was a. I was trying to triple do it, but they were like, or stitch it, but it was.
I wish they would.
I know.
Because it's just like overwhelming. Like, this is all dumb. Do you see the dumbness?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not fair.
But skinny bias is,
Yeah.
I mean, fat bias is
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah,
skinny
it
privilege is absolutely there.
It's a
I
thing.
went shopping for jeans, I think.
Yeah.
I had a video about that. And you go to the store, when I was on the plus side,
Yeah.
they could care two less if I was in there,
No.
other than, can I help you?
Yeah.
You know, what's in your bag kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And now you go in there and it's like, oh, can I help you? You know, anything on the, you know, it's that kind of
Totally.
thing.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
It
It's
is so
totally
different.
different.
I feel like that makes people upset. Like, they
Yes.
see that and they're like, why was I any less than I was before?
Exactly.
Just because my body had fat on it.
I had the same amount of money before as I do now coming in your
Like,
store.
what do you think? You work on commission? Be happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to be there, go find something else.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, let's be real.
right.
Life's too short.
That life is too short. I feel like that's the phrase of like this year and next year. Like, life is just too short. Like, we have to live what we have while we have it, you know?
Absolutely.
But like, thank you so much for coming. Like, I know I'll make sure I put all of Susan's info so you can go follow her, because if you don't, you're sleeping on Susan. I haven't followed Susan for a long time. You're sleeping on. I just had it with Brenda recently too. I was like, you're sleeping?
yeah.
You're sleeping on Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda's good.
Yeah.
She's good. She's another
Yes,
good, great
yes.
advocate for
There
people.
are so many that are out there.
We have
And
a
I
great
think-
family.
And the stupid algorithm is like, I feel like making the people who've been doing this longer, like, less around, because that's what algorithms do, right? It's all about what's relevant. Well, there's nothing more relevant than people who've been doing this for a year or 2 years. Like,
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, yes.
You know,
Yes.
like, that's the thing, is they need the help. They need the help.
We want to be there to help them.
Of
And how are you
course
going to
we
get that
do.
out
Yes.
and let people see that we're there for them?
Yeah.
There is an answer. There is finally an answer.
Yeah, that's it. That's how we're going to end it. There is an answer. And follow Susan. But okay, cool. So enjoy the live, and I'll be in Nashville, and I'll be dropping more interviews with people in our community, because then you'll really, really know you are not alone. It is not your fault. It is like scientifically proven. So no more of that shame. That crap is over. We are moving on. Thanks so much for talking with us. It's been lovely. And hopefully my phone doesn't die. Woo! Have a good night. Happy Friday.
Wow.
Susan's the
I
best.
know.
Susan knocks me off my socks every time that woman talks. She's so fabulous. She's
Did
such
you
a beautiful human being.
Did
I
you
love her.
make that rhyme, Lydia? Because that was pretty awesome.
Yes.
I did it.
Knocked
I
off
did.
my socks.
I'm telling you, I didn't. I didn't even try to make it rhyme. It's just how much she impresses me. I'm just very
Awesome.
moved every time she talks.
I am
I'll
impressed.
tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up
And
in
she's
South
such a
Carolina, cat.
beacon of
I don't have
light.
like the rapper gene in me. It's just not a thing. But
It'll
she
come.
is. It can.
It'll
will
come. But I mean, I love how she spotlights members of the community. You know,
Yeah.
and
She's so supportive.
positive. Exactly. She's so supportive. She's so supportive.
She does those. It's like Friday or Sunday. I can't remember what day, but she does like shout outs for like she hits like some of the bigger people that have been in the community for a long time, but she mainly concentrates herself on like spotlighting like the newbies that are like new and like, you know, celebrating their NSVs and like their little victories as they're sort of climbing the ladder, right? And they're just kind of getting there. And I think that's really cool. It's like kind of one of your ghost is trying to knock you out with your picture.
I was like,
The picture's a paid actor tonight.
Listen, that's how we were feeling. We're like, we're just catching the spirit, right? So
Exactly.
That's
exactly. But I love how she, like, I think she said this before, that she tries to be the person that she needed that wasn't really there, because she was like one of the OGs, right? There weren't really a lot of people that were on these meds and like out on socials when she started. And so she's just like trying to be the person she needed back then. And like it is needed, like a lot. So it's just good to see like people out there just like, being supportive of one another, and like she just goes out of her way. Like I messaged her on the fly. Like I had never talked to her before, and I messaged her on the fly and I was like, "Hey, I saw you did this video, and like I've had that problem before too." And like she just helped me sort of bounce ideas, and like she's just so great. Starla is her daughter. Like Starla knows, you know, girl, how fabulous your mother is.
oh yeah. And I love her eyes. Like she has such deep eyes. Like her eyes are just gorgeous. What?
She has kind eyes. Like, you know, like when you look at somebody and
very
you can
warm and kind face.
Yeah, you can just look at somebody and just know that their heart is very warm and they would do anything for almost anyone. Like I feel like she's that way, you know?
I agree.
Yeah. She's fabulous. Susan's story is like obviously, you know, very similar to a lot of other stories, but is her own. And I was very surprised. I had no idea. How did I miss that she was in the military? I had no idea. Totally no clue.
I know.
That's so cool. That's just like another layer of her.
About it. Has she?
That's just like another layer of her. I don't think so. I think I've seen all of her videos, and I don't think I've ever seen anything about her military service, but I'm glad that she brought it up because I'm telling you, like, I know so many men and women that were in the military, and like this thing made this thing worse, and then made this thing worse, and then this thing worse. And like diabetes runs rampant in the veteran community. Like it's crazy. And so, and obesity, quite frankly, because they get out of the like when they're in the military, they work them out so hard. They can eat whatever they want. It doesn't matter. They're not going to gain weight because they're working out so hard every day. And then they get out and it's like, oh, wow, I can't eat like that anymore. Wait, what? That's not going to work, you know? And I'm sure that in some way, well, like Susan was in for 11 years, that probably messed with her metabolism because she was probably eating a lot to keep up with the, you know, crazy exercise that the military makes you keep up on. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. She worked on planes. That's cool.
Oh, did she?
That's so cool.
Wow.
What branch? Okay, Starla, you got to tell on her. What branch of the military was she in?
Yeah.
Can you say? I'm interested.
Was she in Air Force or Army?
I don't know all the details of what she did, but you know what branch she was in because you were going all around the country with her, so you had to know.
Air Force.
So cool.
She said Air Force. I said
Air Force.
Air Force.
Air Force. Awesome.
Yay.
Very cool. Well, we definitely want to thank Susan for her service, not only in the military, but to us. And thank you for telling her story and like just being herself. Susan's amazing. Like, I think she's like probably one of the most supportive members of our community. She doesn't get involved in drama. She doesn't let other people's opinions sway her opinion of whoever that person is. Like, she takes the time to get to know somebody, which is like so incredible in today's world, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I love her.
So she's great. She's so great. And Kim did such a good job on the fly. Recording our interview for us. She did such a great job.
I know.
She was so nervous about like the filming aspect of stuff. And I was like, just do the best you can. We're good. You're like satellite Kim this weekend. We'll figure it out. And she's doing great. She's doing wonderful.
I know. Look, content and meetups and what an amazing weekend. I can't even imagine the lack of sleep that everyone is probably going to.
I know. I would be on like such a high from like meeting everybody that I feel like I would have to drink to be able to sleep at night. There's like no way I would be able to come down from all that excitement.
Because I think that I would just be so excited to like finally meet people in the flesh that like you've been like the OGs. They've been doing this for over a year or, you know, coming up on a year. That's just amazing to me. Like just to actually like people that you communicate with online to actually.
Right. Yeah.
Them, you know?
Yeah.
So if you've ever been like, you would just crack. That's funny.
Oh yeah.
It's, you know, it's like, so I'm a member of like it was nerd online communities, and meeting them actually in person is like, it's the coolest thing.
Isn't it? It's really? So cool.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. Like I have this little friend group that we're like, I guess we're about 8 or 9 deep now. And we're all like in the GLP community. We've all met through like I was friends with this one, or like one of them's my cousin, right? And so like we've all kind of come together and we have like this little chat, and we all just chat about whatever, like not just GLPs, we chat about all these different things. So one of us who is with us tonight, Cherie, she wanted to give herself a prize for meeting like a weight goal, and she wanted to go on a trip. And so she went, okay, well, it's not just going to be me and Lydia on this trip. I want everybody to go on this trip. So we keep talking about like how weird it's going to be. Like we all know each other, right? Because we talk every day, all of us. But like it's going to be really cool to actually like physically like be in their presence and like really know them, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's going to be neat.
Cool.
It's going to be real cool.
Dave,
So we're going to do that.
You're making content.
A year, a couple weeks. Look at you, Dave.
Wow. Way to go. Well, speaking of Dave, let's run a promo. If you guys are not already subscribed to Man on the Mounjaro, you definitely should be. So let's check it out.
I am.
I am too. Dave's great. He's so great.
I'm Dave Knapp, Man on the Mounjaro. That's why I'm here. Big news for semaglutide. I'm the most elusive of all the doses. So I have a couple theories, and I'm interested to hear yours. The first, who likes my Karnak hat?
Jokes about terzepatide.
You are on the pen.
That's my favorite when he does the one where he's like the guy from All in the Family. That's my favorite. Archie Bunker, that's my favorite. I love that so much. He's so funny.
I know.
So
Terzepatide. Just that part.
Those were the days. Did you guys check out Dave's live last night with Lee? It was good. It was real good.
I did.
Passed out.
Yeah.
Dang it.
It was good. He does the same as us. He posts everything on demand after it's over. So go back and watch because it was good. It was real good.
I was exhausted.
Dr. Rosen and Lee are like right here for me. Like in terms of Dave's episodes, they're like right here. Yeah, it was great.
That's so cool.
It was really great. Yeah,
I love all of his episodes, and it is so awesome. And it's like when it's kind of seeing our episodes, how they grow. But when you've been following someone since like a really long time, and his lives used to be on Fridays, and it would maybe be like 20 to 30 people. And now it's like, wait a minute, whoa, but it's a good thing. But at the same time, it's just like, oh, wow. But
people heard about the party. They all wanted to attend the party.
I know.
I think it is. Yes, the party.
Yeah. Then I had to watch Lee's videos. Yes. Yeah. I love Lee's videos. I love Lee.
Lee is great. I think Lee has like just this very interesting perspective on a lot of different things. And I enjoy like learning other people's perspectives and sort of like just evaluating them with my own, right? Like, I mean, that's how we learn. That's how we grow. And like, I just think Lee just brings this cool perspective that just makes you question like, well, I felt different about that. Do I feel different now? After it just kind of get your brain moving, I think. Yeah. Listening to him speak and listening to his ideas. Yeah.
He's so logical, but the way that he presents it is packaged. So weird.
Dave wants to get Janine back.
Oh.
I love it.
I've been on twice, and once he'd like text me like 20 minutes. Hey, are you busy? I'm like, what? Like, huh? And I'm like, well, no. He's like, oh, can you be on the show tonight? I'm like, dude, I gotta get my makeup on and stuff. I mean, you know, I can't just pop up like, whoa. But we had such a great episode. But all of his episodes are great, just like our episodes are great. So yeah, I love how we work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we do have another special segment to go. Kat prepared something extra special for us tonight.
That's funny.
She did.
She sure did. Kat put together a very special segment. So here we go.
It's time for butt stuff. Oh
Oh, hey there, tricep. Look at that. Oh, okay. So this one is not very graceful, first and foremost. You just want to make sure that your shoulder blades are the last things that are going to be sitting on your hard surface, be it your couch or a chair. And you scooch that booty down. And basically you push from your heels and you keep your hips up, and then move your legs in and out. Like so, like that. And then I got a little ambitious, and you just have to look at this exercise as a stretch. So you stretch the bum out, and then you squeeze the shiz out of it when you push up. Stretch, squeeze. Stretch, squeeze. And I love using the stairs in the house. You don't have to use a band, and you're going to push. You're really going to feel the cheek that is on the floor and not on the steps. It just basically intensifies your cheek getting worked. Okay. Like, the stairs are just they're just fantastic. If you can't get out, you can't go anywhere, or if you're about to go up the stairs and you don't need the bands, I like to put the band on just for some extra resistance, but you don't need the band, and just squeeze your tush. I love this one. You're going to step backwards from your steps. And like I said right here, like Ozempic butt who? Because no, we do butt stuff. And you just want to make sure you do the same amount on each leg a couple of times, like a few sets. Like aim for 10 each leg 3 times in a row. And you also, I like to just kind of fit these in when I'm about to walk up the steps. Do a couple before I run up the stairs. It's perfect. Butt stuff. No excuses. Go up the stairs and do your butt stuff.
Butt stuff.
I laughed so hard putting this together.
It looked like
God. Kat's the best. Like, Kat makes me laugh every day. Kat's the best.
I omitted something. I had another one. I was doing some deadlifts, but my form was just for nothing. I just nope.
So you cut it out?
I did. It just because my trainer taught me a different way to do these deadlifts, and they're so much harder. And I only do them with like the best form when I'm training with her, and she's like, your shoulders are off, head up, there's so much. So when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it right.
You couldn't publish the bad form for her to see it. That would just be
right.
True. But what if she did, maybe I am not mature right now.
Not mature right now.
Listen, I'm just going to say.
Tay wants to make all the dirty jokes.
I mean, I said Ozempic, but what? Because I don't see it. So I'm saying.
I have to start doing butt stuff with Kat because I never had a butt. I don't necessarily have Ozempic butt. I literally have had no butt ever. And I did finally, I'm like Janine now. I got the tush guard.
I need one for my lower back because I sit weird. My lower back is actually what bothers me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And these things help. I'm telling you.
They do. They help my back. Like I've had it for about a week, and my hip was hurting and like my lower back because like since I've joined the team, I spend a lot more time in here. It's not just my 8-9 hours a day that I'm working. I'm also in here working on podcast stuff. And so I'm spending a lot more time in my chair. And so my lower back and my hip were like, I'm out. And so I got this thing and it really is helping. You were totally right with the little dip in the back of it. It's like adjusting my spine or something. I don't know.
Maybe I should get one of those because it's my back that always hurts because I'm sitting in this chair all day, right? So
yeah. These are perfect for that. They even have in the description where it's good for like if you sit a long time, car rides, because it has that hump, so it takes the pressure off of like the base of your spine, it really is helping. Even though I'm doing butt stuff, I'm waiting for it to kick in. But
I need to do more butt stuff. I'm not doing enough butt stuff. I'm doing like lunges or like here and there, but I'm not like, I don't know. Maybe I just need to like devote one day a week where I do butt stuff. Is one day a week enough?
I think so. I think any kind of when you start on it, and that should be enough. I always just think like when you're on the way using up the stairs, just step back a little bit and do a couple sets, and then you're done.
So step up,
and then you step back. You're on your steps, and then you step backwards.
No acid syndrome. That's
Sure,
me right now. That is me, and I live in a townhome, a 3-story townhome. So I've got steps, but I just never thought of doing those exercises.
Do that stuff on your steps.
Yeah.
There's this, you know what? There's also this guy that I follow on Instagram. He's called Woosa. Now he is on a different level. He is.
Ooh.
His name is Woosa.
Woosa.
WOOSAH. And
is he on TikTok?
Instagram. I think he is on. No, he is on TikTok.
Okay.
And he is a man that has created like a very womanly, voluptuous figure. And it's all, he trains his mom. His mom is my age. No, wait a minute. She's about my age. Her account's Mama Sa. Which
awesome.
You gotta check it out.
Mama Sa.
Some of his exercises are really intense, but like you talk about butt stuff to an umpteenth level. Like it's
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because
I think I'm gonna have to start with one day.
Yeah. I think that one day a week is good for me, right now. But you gotta start somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. You guys, I could try some other ways that you can do butt stuff around the house.
Yeah, that's the new segment. You just said it. Butt stuff around the house.
Around the house. I felt so ungraceful when I do the hip when I'm thrusting into the air. There's no way to do that.
Yeah, look, when you're thrusting.
But that stretch down and then you push it. Yeah. Okay. Butt stuff around the house it is.
Butt stuff
around the house.
So I keep hearing though, like when you're doing like the ab exercises and the derriere exercises, that it's good to like add weight too. So like once you work yourself up, is it good to do that? Like I've seen people like the thrusting exercise you were doing, like people just put like a dumbbell
put on your hip.
Put a weight on there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I try to do things kind of like to show you it's moderately. And then also like my trainer has humbled the heck out of me. Because she has me doing stuff body weight that it's just so difficult. But then she also has me doing heavy weights as well. But the
body weight stuff, for those that don't know, you're talking about doing like using your body's weight as like a resistance.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
To doing the exercise. Yeah. No added weight at all.
If you guys,
I liked it.
I won't do hip thrusts at the gym.
I look ridiculous when I do them.
Isn't that funny? Like when you go to the gym,
no graceful way to do it.
Well, and like you're like doing stuff that like everybody else does, but then like you're doing it and you're like, don't look at me like that.
Right.
Like, look over there.
It's just like, okay. I'm doing okay.
I got this, guy. Get out of here.
Guys, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. I'm doing my butt stuff.
Like, we're going to get it, Kat. We are going to get it.
And do it butt stuff around the house.
And we're going to make it.
Now I'm going to be like in the kitchen, in the refrigerator and doing butt stuff.
I'm like, okay, the steps. I'll try that.
The steps idea. Well, and I like how like
so great.
You incorporated like the couch and the steps and you know the things you did, like you could do with a chair. Like that's easy. That's not something like people have to go buy equipment. You don't have to go to a gym. Like you could do those at a gym, but you don't have to. Right? Yeah. That's awesome. I love that because like the easier the better, the more sustainable, right? The more likely somebody's going to try it because they don't have to go somewhere. They don't have to buy the stuff.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Kat's going to be a trainer in her next career. She's going to be a trainer.
Just for butt stuff.
Just for butt stuff.
Butt stuff.
I love it.
I don't know why. Like, I just felt like, I guess I was so triggered by that when the whole beginning of like Ozempic butt, I was like, bull. You know what else?
You know, Dr. Angelina started that as a joke. And then somebody picked it up in the media and then it blew up. Like literally she started that.
That is bull. I was
wow.
Like, or then
it was a joke. I mean, it was totally a joke. Like she
Yeah.
wasn't saying like, I mean, it was a total joke. And then somebody took it and ran with it as they always do.
Yeah. I was like, everyone's talking about losing their butt. I'm like, you don't, because you do butt stuff. Look, do some squats off your stairs.
I love it. I love it.
Kim, are you out at the house in Nashville? You got a whole lot of stairs.
You can be doing butt stuff.
You got to show us doing your butt stuff.
She don't have time for butt stuff, man. She's trying to meet everybody. She's kid free.
She can do butt
stuff
in like 2 minutes.
Those ones on the steps, 10 seconds. Ain't nothing but, I mean, ain't nothing but butt stuff.
It ain't nothing but a little bit of
butt stuff.
Just a little bit of butt stuff. All right. Well, we're gonna run a little bit of bean footage, and then I say we're ready for Janine to grab her pen.
Yeah.
What do we think? All right.
Say goodbye to restrictive weight loss methods and hello to Iveem, the #1 prescriber of GLP-1 medications. GLP-1s curb cravings, stabilize blood sugar, increase energy, and balance A1C levels to regulate your body and kickstart your weight loss journey. Iveem is committed to making medical weight loss accessible, affordable, and customized because we believe that's how it should be. Sign up for free and get 20% off our accessibility programs.
Introducing Peptide Vite. It's the first daily natural vitamin to help support a reduction in the major side effects of GLP-1s. Peptide Vite supports fatigue, nausea, GI side effects, and promotes better metabolism. It is third-party tested, made in the USA in a FDA-certified facility. Peptide Vite is a game-changer all-in-one daily supplement. Pharmacist and physician formulated to be safe and effective. Use code +20 for 20% off at zennutrients.com.
It's time for tea. Everybody get your pinkies ready. It's time for the tea.
The pinkies are ready. Okay.
Pinkies
Yes, always pinkies up. Well, first, let's start with, it was so funny because Dave actually messaged me and he's like, JT, or no, Dave calls me TJ. Dave's like, TJ, I think this one's for you. And it was so funny because someone had sent me that same article that someone sent him. And that was the one that I talked about. Can airlines weigh you? In the US, no. In foreign countries, yes, they can. Yes. So in foreign countries, they can. There are actually some airlines, some European airlines, as well as Asian airlines that do weigh passengers, because the two highest costs for airlines are labor and fuel. That's why you always hear airlines talking about fuel hedging, because we pretty much want to lock in the lowest rate. It's almost like natural gas, where you want to lock in the lowest rate and then you're making money because you pay not a lot of for fuel. So they're talking about how United Airlines has had a study conducted to see how much they would save per year if passengers lost 10 pounds. Like if the average passenger just lost 10 pounds, how much would they save per year? Well, the study showed that airlines could save approximately $80 million. Yes, $80 million. If each passenger lost 10 pounds. That's it.
Wow.
Just 10. So again, another example of GLP-1s changing the world and changing not just the US economy, but the worldwide economy. So if United has this information, of course, you know, all the other airlines have this information. And I would not be surprised if in the very near future, there will be options for passengers to subject themselves to be weighed for a discounted airline ticket.
You like if you're below a certain weight, this is your fare.
Yep. Everything is very methodical.
Oh boy, indeed. Yeah.
As with any business, but know that they did not just do this study randomly. It was a very good reason that they did it. So just know, don't be shocked if you see it. Hey, if you send us a picture uploaded in the app of your weight, we'll give you this discount, or we'll give you this many, you know, airline points or miles. Yeah.
Right. Because if they offer it like that, it's not discrimination. Right. If they weigh everybody, they're discriminating people.
Correct.
But if they offer it like as it's like a volunteer, like you don't have to do it, but you can volunteer to do it, and we'll even throw you some perks if you do it, then it's not discrimination.
There you go.
Ding, ding, ding,
ding.
Oh
ding,
boy, that is so methodical. Oh.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. Yeah. It's I see it coming. I see it coming, but we knew something was up when the European and Asian airlines started this. They started this about 5 years ago, actually, with weighing passengers. Because
now, do they weigh everybody, or is it a volunteer thing there too?
Now, that's why I asked if Delta will possibly be a sponsor. Yeah, Delta probably won't. But they don't weigh. When I went to Bali, they didn't weigh us, but you could tell that the agents were like staring you from the top of your head to the soles of your feet,
kind of sizing you up.
That part, and I get paid to size people up. I mean, like when you come on the plane, I'm sizing you up. Yep. But you could tell it was just a different feel. So I wouldn't be surprised if this happens within the next 3 to 5 years at all. So you heard it here first. Look, it is coming. It's coming. So the next thing I found, there was an article in Bloomberg that Barclays, the English financial institution, is suggesting that people dump their junk food stocks because of GLP-1 medications. Yeah. So they're like, yeah, you know what? That may not be a really good investment right now and or in the future, because it's also been talked about this week. Dave talked about it. Other creators have talked about it, where Walmart is saying, hey, GLP-1s are causing our food sales to decrease. Well, maybe, but I don't think that's the only reason. So there's inflation, there's unemployment, even though our economy is doing great with adding jobs. It's just still some people, like you have to almost have two just to
with inflation.
Just to make ends meet. So here we go. So now it's like Walmart may be trying to like shift the blame, but that's not necessarily all on GLP-1s, because there were 30 Walmart stores that are scheduled to close as of this year. So it's not just GLP-1s, it's a lot more that's in that equation. But that, really kind of made the news.
You're not going to hear me say I'm sorry for Walmart. They've been making money hand over fist for years and years and years. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. But again, you don't hear Target saying anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that right there is just my safe place. I just love to go there on a Saturday morning when it's nice and quiet.
Before everybody shows up.
Yes. Before everyone shows up, you can get your mocha choca latte from Starbucks. They have their carts, even have the cup holders. I love it. It's absolutely fabulous. So if you haven't done it, I highly suggest that you do before everyone comes, because once everyone comes, it just kind of ruins the experience. But so that was the second thing. The last piece of tea that I have is, I posted about it today. I received a phone call yesterday from this number, this in Tennessee. It looked like a number from Nashville. So I was like, wait a minute. Is that the GLP-1 bestie like fairy calling me saying that we are just going to transport you to Nashville, right?
That's a good point, Carolina.
Yeah, when it say restaurants money, because they you would think
the same price.
Yeah. Like, we still got to eat. And so many restaurants now have hacks where you can oh well, look, where like you can like order like meals, like order your meal prep for the week, like at Applebee's, at Chili's, at Chipotle.
Texas Roadhouse was one too.
Exactly, Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. So it was, something there to it.
Is that true, Sabrina? Dave said that Walmart followed people who filled Ozempic and tracked if they were buying less food.
That feels illegal.
They can. They can track their customers. I don't know. If you put in your phone number.
Oh yeah. If you use like the Walmart app and you have your credit card saved to the Walmart app, even if you don't use the app, even if you don't use the scan and go thing, you'll even just swiping your card, it'll come up on the app. So maybe that's how they did it, because people are swiping their card to pick up their prescription. Maybe that's how they did it. I don't know.
I didn't even think about that.
If I was getting my prescription at Walmart, because I was for a while, it was where I could get it. And that's when I was like, okay, Walmart's okay. Because me personally, I was like, I don't want to go to Walmart.
Yeah. It's and the thing,
but it's not because it's not because of Walmart. I don't know. Kroger tracks too. I'm just like, it's always chaos. And I know they say like they do it kind of purposefully, but it's always chaos in Walmart. It's full of screaming children.
It's just loud.
It's full of screaming adults. It's not even just the kids. It's the adults too.
Why they have that website, People of Walmart, for a reason, or all those fights.
Walmart is a circus. Walmart.
Fight.
Walmart's a circus.
I mean, and mind you, I'm not saying we're not saying this doesn't happen at Target, but when it becomes a thing, when people are trying to walk out of the store with a cart full of merchandise, and the
Church of Target.
The Church of Target.
Yes. The Church of Target. Amen. Woo. But and the security guard stops them and they want to fight the security guard. Like, really? Oh my gosh.
I was present at my local Walmart, and somebody walked out with a 60-inch television.
Walmart After Dark. They had what?
And somebody walked out of our local Walmart with a 60-inch television, and I like saw this guy, and he's like pushing it from like the electronics department, and I'm thinking, he just paid for it in the electronics department, right? No, he did not. Gosh. And so he was going out, and like next I see like 3 or 4 guys, because like they're loss prevention, like, you know how when you walk in the door you always see like that random steel door, usually they're sitting in there watching the cameras and what have you. So as this guy's pushing it out the door, like 4 or 5 of these guys come running out of that room, and they're like all like sort of, they can't touch him, right? Because they can't, that's assault. They can't assault him even though he's committing a crime. So they're like stopping the buggy, and then another one's like trying to grab the TV, and it's so big that he's like having trouble like trying to grab hold of this TV. And the guy's like, "That's my TV, that's my TV." And of course, there was like really
It is a zoo.
ugly, vulgar language going on, but it was a complete circus act. It was insane. Next thing, here comes the cops, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
Gosh.
I'm gone. I don't need these things. I left my car and I left.
Yeah. And people ask me, oh, well, I remember one time they closed the Walmart like on Howell Mill Road here in Atlanta. There was a Walmart right in the city. And I remember stopping there and I said, well, let me just use the app and let me order something, so I can just go in, pick it up and leave. Oh no, that would have been too easy.
Walmart delivers pretty, and it's like, on the spot. But yeah.
Well, this was about 3 or 4 years ago. And I was driving and I was coming home. I'm at the customer service desk waiting for my package. 30 minutes. Finally, I just said, let me just go get it, because by the time you bring it, mind you, I ordered it online. I ordered it via the app. They said it'll be ready at this time. Okay. Gave them a little grace period. Okay. No problem. While I'm waiting, 2 associates get into a fist fight.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, I felt like I was in Washington, D.C. again. I felt like I was at home. I hit the floor because I know what to do. I said, oh, let me hit the floor just in case they start shooting. What in the world? And 2 bakery associates started fighting.
Oh my.
Like, let me get out of here. And ever since then, it's like few far and in between that I go into Walmart. Very few. I'll go to the one here in Marietta because it has a Navy Federal Credit Union. That's it. After that, I'm like, yeah.
The one that I went to was because they were the only ones that had my mounjaro.
Your mounjaro. Yeah.
The mounjaro.
But but
now I get home delivery. It's wonderful.
Oh, you get home delivery, nice. Kat, for your mounjaro?
Mounjaro. Yeah, from my pharmacy. From Optum
your PBM?
Pharmacy. Yeah.
From your PBM. Optum. So like they won't let me use the mail order because I have basically I have 2 primary insurances. And so when that happens, you can elect one of them to be your secondary insurance. Well, the first one that pays is Blue Cross Blue Shield. The second one is my secondary insurance is Champ VA. They use Optum, but because they're not my primary insurance, they won't let me use it. And Blue Cross Blue Shield won't let me use their mail delivery service because I have a secondary insurance and they're not willing to bill them.
That is the only thing when you have 2 insurances, it really never works in your favor because I had that about 10 years ago and I had to learn the hard way. And you're thinking, oh, I have more coverage because I have 2 insurances.
In my case, I do. I just can't use that. If I pick it up at Sam's, Walmart, whatever, I'm good. If I pick it up at Costco, I'm good. I can even do Amazon, but I can't do their mail deliveries. So like the secondary insurance that I have is through because my husband's a disabled veteran. When you're like a certain percentage disabled, your dependents qualify for this insurance that you can use as a primary insurance. But he has such great insurance through his federal job that we have that because it covers a lot more. But it has saved me because if I didn't have that secondary insurance, I mean, I would be paying probably $300 to $500 for my mounjaro. So it is helping.
Wow.
I mean, because I don't pay anything for mine at all. So it in my case, it does help. But there are drawbacks like the mail order thing.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, Optum never has the dosages that I need. So
true. That the lower ones. I'm on Big Daddy and I'm all right. I'm all right with the Big Daddy. I'm gonna call him Big Daddy because
Kat, you're on 15 now.
I'm on
Kat
Big Daddy.
is on Big Red. Kat is on Big Red.
It's Big Orange.
I'm still on Big Blue.
I am on Big Blue too. And I can't believe that I'm saying this, but I like Big Blue better than I like Pretty Pink, the 10.
You love the 10.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like 10. 10 was not my friend.
I can't believe that I'm saying this. But I feel like I want to give 10 another go, but I'm almost at goal. So I
gotta figure out a goal. I'm gonna figure that out this weekend. Actually sit down and like be calm and do it.
You know what? Again, people ask me, and I know people probably ask you, what is your goal? How did you come up with it? I just picked a number. I didn't have any rhyme or reason. I just said 150. I just thought it sounded good. I know.
Right.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, but, it is what it is. Like my doctor actually asked me, and I think I said this before. My doctor asked me, when was the last time you felt good in your body? How old were you? Do you remember how much you weighed? What sort of era in your life was that? And I told him I was like 145 pounds when I was in college, and I felt good. I didn't feel tired all the time. I didn't feel like it was hard to move my body. And so we decided on a range. And he said, okay, so your goal is probably somewhere between 140 and 155 pounds. That's probably your goal. So, I mean, that's where I'm trying to get. If I hit 150, I'm good. I've met my goal. I'm fine. I don't need to go any lower than that. And some people are like, Lydia, if you hit 150 pounds, you're going to look sick. And I'm like, well, we'll see. We'll see when I get there.
Let's just like roll the dice and see how it works out. Because I'm now at 152.2.
30 milligrams already.
I'm on to the 90.
All right, Tay.
Hey, you do not need 30 milligrams. You do not. But can I just say, well, I did, today's my injection day. So hello, hey to all the Friday injection peeps. My thigh, my inner thigh, I did my left thigh last week. I did my right thigh this week, just a little, on the inside, not all the way in. I ended up bleeding, like gushing blood like a freaking geyser.
Oh boy.
What the heck? Yeah.
I wonder if you hit like an artery or something in your leg.
Yeah. I have
they're my little capillary
on
you
my
might
right
have popped.
leg now. Yeah. And so, you have
8 pounds, 8 ounces. Oh my gosh, Tay, you're killing me.
I was 8 pounds. Tay, no.
Well, 8 pound, 8 ounce.
You know what?
Tay.
I felt fantastic in my body at 208, between 208 and 216. I don't know. I'm gonna like really. I don't want to be.
You don't want to limit yourself.
Like it's been a process of like actually learning to like love and just like and have fun being fluffy, if that makes sense. But I don't know if I want to go lower. Like,
I know.
I've always been able to move. I didn't feel miserable. I mean, I did feel miserable when I, went up to size 22 and I was like, dang. But
she said, dang.
Exactly.
And I officially went from morbidly obese at the doctor to just obese.
I was like, I was progress. Over the moon when I hit like when I hit like, oh, you're just overweight. Oh, really? Thank you. I love it.
Yeah.
Maybe my husband's like, you're a nut. But I loved it. It's good to like sort of see that progress. Like I mean, I don't know. You start when you're like, when you're, at your highest, you're in that morbidly obese category. And then like, I mean, nothing really changed for me when I moved to the obese. But once I moved to like, oh, you're just overweight. Awesome. Let's keep going.
I think it does something to you mentally. I love the range idea. And my doctors, talk to me about that too, because I said 150, but now as you, evolve in the journey and you go on, and it's kind of like a range to me makes more sense for me because your body is your body weight's going to fluctuate. So I don't want to, and I'm not one of those people where, oh my gosh, where I weigh myself every day, I would go kooky, but I like understand maybe why people do. But for me mentally, no, I am good with just once a week, maybe twice, just popping on the scale, but I'm more with measuring myself and seeing how I feel. And also my doctor was like, you want a weight that you can comfortably maintain.
Yeah.
That's the key. Yeah. I don't want to be fighting to keep it.
Yeah. You don't want to have to fight tooth and nail just to stay at, i.e. and this is no shade for anyone, like 130 pounds.
Yeah.
Could I get there? Yeah, probably so, but I don't know how that would look for me right now.
130 pounds at age 12. I've always been built like a grown woman. Now I realize my poor dad.
And she's a brick.
My poor dad. But
how?
My poor dad.
She's mighty. Just letting it.
I mean, and you know what? Because I had lost weight when I was 12. I was at one point 175, and then I got down and up and down and up and down. But
yeah,
I feel that what Nate's saying. I've never stayed at a weight my whole life.
Right.
I have no idea what that feels like. Just like to maintain, like to stay at the same weight. I was the same way. So like as I was growing up, I'd like chunk up and then I'd get a little taller and then I'd thin out. Like my mom gave me pictures of when I was a freshman in high school, and I kid you not, the hollows of my cheeks were so inset. When my husband saw those pictures, he's like, Lydia, were you ill? Did you have did you have something going on with your body? Because I had slimmed down so much. And the pictures, right, not even a year before that, I was like kind of chunky. And it was just kind of how my body was. It just kind of went up and down all the time. Well, now we know. I had all this metabolic. I mean, who knows what metabolically was going on back then that we had no idea, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, anyway.
And Sabrina, you are so correct. I am not gonna white knuckle anything. I'm like,
yeah.
It needs to be easy for me.
Yeah. I get so angry
life.
with the people that are like, you have to do it the right way. Then what they mean is you have to white knuckle it. Why? Right. Why?
You're not white knuckling your weight.
I'm 38 years old. I'm 38 years old. I white knuckled it for long enough. And then this wonderful scientific breakthrough came along and said, you know what? You have something inside your body that's wrong with you that you can't fix by white knuckling it. Mm-hmm. So here we are.
White knuckling leads to binging. So I'm not going to do that.
No, we are past that.
Hey, I love.
Yeah, look, we are past that. We are past that, and we are evolving. And the last bit of tea that I have, and I posted about it today, was I got a call yesterday from a nurse working with one of the studies for Eli Lilly. And I'm not sure if anyone is on Meta, Facebook, Instagram. You're seeing all of these ads for Eli Lilly for, hey, if you have type 2 diabetes, are you, struggling with obesity, osteoporosis? I mean, all of these comorbidities they're listing. And she even mentioned the ads. She was like, yeah, those ads. And I signed up. I signed up just to get more information. So because, I'm fortunate enough to already be on the med, I didn't know what the criteria was. Well, they called me yesterday, called from a Tennessee number, and I called right back, and it was maybe about 10 minutes. When I tell you they asked all the things, they asked all the things. They're like, yeah, so what was your starting weight? What is your current weight? Are you currently on Mounjaro? Do you have IBS? Do you have like rheumatoid arthritis? Do you have, they were going down the line, and it was very thorough. Yes, it was maybe one question about diabetes. One. That's it. It was everything else. So that's why I posted it, because I thought, people that have maybe lost access to the medication, maybe if they qualify, for this study, then this may help. And the nurse was really forthcoming, and she just said, they don't tell us the questions ahead of time. The questions are randomly selected, and we don't know what the criteria is for you to qualify. Like, she was inputting information into a software, and then it would tell her. Well, I didn't qualify, which was fine. But there are people in the community as of today, like they either called the 1-800 number or they went on the website and they qualified. They like pre-qualified. They did ask, would you be willing to get your medical records together with a medical professional? So like they want everything.
Wow.
And so she just kept saying, this is really, really big. This is going to be big. And I just said, okay, but thank you. I didn't qualify, but hopefully, someone in the community will qualify and it'll help with research, for us to learn more about this drug.
Melissa said she tried but didn't qualify.
I'm sorry, Melissa.
I always say, you know what? It's always no if you don't ask. You asked, you tried, that's all you can do.
Yep.
That's unfortunate though.
Yeah, but I again, I'm pretty sure they're going to continually have these, studies, but
Red who hide.
Red a who tide.
In the words of David, red a who tide, red a true tide. Yeah, so yeah. I think it's going to be really interesting. So there are people that actually did pre-qualify, but the study was for mounjaro. She said that it's for mounjaro. So I was like, okay, because but that is what she said. So some people were asking, oh, well, will I get placebo? And I'm like, I don't know. It's a, very high likelihood, probably, you may, but who knows? Yeah. So that is all I have for tea time today.
That was some excellent tea. Tasted very nice.
Thank you.
Way to go. Well, we are going to also introduce a really special segment. So Kim's son, Ren, started what we call Crime and Punishment. So here we go for this week. It's good. It's so good.
Is because it makes it so that people can't eat.
Right, I'm having lots of trouble eating.
It makes
always
so
the people
we can't eat.
Yeah. It's always the people that have never been on the medication that want to talk about it, right?
Like I have so much to say.
Why are they so bothered? I don't get it.
Why are you so concerned? And I'll say it's like when we were, I think we were recording it, and I said, I followed, I think her name is like Hannah. She's a therapist, body positivity, fat positivity.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like Tyra Banks. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Yeah.
Why'd you do this?
That was just so weird.
But I'm eating. I don't
have any problem eating. While we were on break, I had a protein bar.
If you go back in like her old footage, like it's got really great points. That fat bias and work, pay, promotions. It's a thing. It's not it's not like a protection for obesity. You can be just blatantly flat out abused, disrespected.
Yeah.
So
I really want to have.
She did this stuff, and I was like, "Ma'am,
I just don't understand why she was. I don't understand the place that she was coming from. It didn't seem to me. It didn't seem like a place of concern. It was just like, oh, I'm just so tired of this, and it's
frustrated.
And if it's body positivity, well, do you want everyone just to be a certain weight or to be in a certain weight class? And is that what you consider body positive? Or if a person decides to maybe, shed some pounds and that's what they want to do for them, but now they're wrong for that.
I mean, I can see somehow where disordered eating can happen while you're taking a GLP-1 if you already have that propensity, right? I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it's just misinformation.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I think she qualifies for like those people that are speaking out because it affects her bottom line, right? If there are less people that are obese and there are more people that are taking control of their health and getting healthy, they don't need her coaching to be body positive. They're gonna naturally be body positive because they're taking their health back. They're getting healthier. Their bodies not just look better, but feel better, right? Because it's not just about how you look; it's about how you feel too. But in my opinion, I think that's what it is. I think it's another one of those people that it's going to affect her business, and she sees that coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I mean, we all still, I feel we still struggle with body positivity, even while we're on, GLP-1s. So there's a lot, excuse me, that carrot was so good.
Ooh. Did you actually eat that carrot?
There's still like a lot of leftover trauma and such that we're still all dealing with. It doesn't just go away. And the reason why,
that's true.
But we put on or hung on to that weight. There's some other reasons as well that could be mental, but ultra
crepidarian. We all probably just said something I don't know what that means. Sabrina, give us a dictionary lesson.
Kat is Googling it.
I am opening and going to my next screen here.
Water check.
Yeah, water check.
Oh, dang it. It just popped. It's gone now. Ultra crepidarian.
By the way, if you guys don't have one of these, the podcast has a coupon code. It is podcast 10. We will have the link down in the video description.
Oh, thank you, Sabrina. Expressing opinions on matters outside the scope of one's knowledge or expertise.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
I love it. Ultra crepidarian.
Basically, you're not minding your business.
Right. Well, what I said in my video when I responded to her was, in my 38 years of living, I've learned to shut up when I don't know what I'm talking about. And like, maybe you need to do some of that.
I didn't even respond.
She's so off base.
I didn't even respond.
I think we can live in the same street because one of my very close friends is a therapist. She's an eating disorder therapist, and she feels that these GLP-1s are just going to contribute further to some people who already have very severe disorders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But she's not, when we speak, she doesn't say you shouldn't be taking that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I fundamentally disagree with what you're doing. However, I still support you.
Yeah. That's I could see it, but but now mind you, I am no therapist, but I will say in terms of the therapist in GLP-1s possibly may be contributing to eating disorders. If that person wasn't on a GLP-1, wouldn't they still possibly have the eating disorder? But
probably.
Yeah. But and then also in terms of that body positivity person, I didn't even respond. You know why? Because I didn't want to increase her engagement.
She got a crap ton.
It worked.
Yeah.
Everybody that responded, you know what happened? She deleted the video. She dirty deleted the video.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not on her page anymore.
It's gone.
Not on her profile.
Well, screen records and screenshots never
last forever. They last forever.
They last forever and ever and ever.
That's so funny. Dirty deleted.
They're just like a diamond. They live on forever, darling.
They do. They do. So I mean, I don't think that she was ready for the smoke that she got.
Yeah, agreed.
Because she said that whole video with like her whole chest, like and
sorry with your chest. Sorry. The internet is
I'm
forever.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it is one thing to be wrong, but to be loud and wrong is doubly bad. And she was just loud and wrong. But I think that she believed that she had such support from her community, in the past, that they would rock with her this time. Yeah, no. Look.
No.
Yeah,
How'd
like
that work
someone
out
like
for you?
me, I did support her. I found her like 3 years ago. I loved her content. And then I was at two Brute. Like,
As a former anorexic, mounjaro has helped me the most to lose weight the healthy way. I still have body dysmorphia. See, so like,
wow.
Yeah, it can help people too. Like, I can see what you mean by like it could make it worse, but it can help people too. And it's probably helping far more people than it's hurting, would be my guess.
And that's what I would guess too, because the eating disorder is mental, and it's like that. And with all of us, that still has to be dealt with, the mental, the emotional, aspects.
Yeah. It's so important to not forget the mental work. Like, I think I never really did any of the mental work when I was on Ozempic. I went on Ozempic very early on. I was on Ozempic almost that was like 2.5 years ago, like when I started that. And I didn't do any of the mental work. I was like, I'm just like, and it was the same thing back then. It was like your doctor kind of just gave you the prescription and you just went on about your merry way, right? And so I never really did it. And then when I switched to Mounjaro, I was probably like 3 months in, and I was really starting to just feel myself again, like feel good in my skin. And I remember like something in my brain just going, this feels really different. Something feels very different. And then like I always have a counselor on deck. I don't go to like regular appointments, but I can always call my counselor up and be like, hey, I need to come see you next week. Right. And so I did. And he really just reminded me that the mental work is so extremely important. No matter what you're changing that's big in your life, whether it's you're moving or you're losing weight or changing your body or changing the way you live or whatever, you still have to do that mental work. Otherwise, and he the way he explained it to me is like, especially when you're on a weight loss journey, because if you don't, you're going to feel like a stranger in your own body, right? Like you're going to feel like, is this invasion of the body snatchers? What happened to me? This isn't me. Who's me? Right? So it's important to not forget the mental part. Yeah.
I feel like me now. And I feel like I'm back to me, where before, I don't know what that was, but
for me, I view it as like when I was in that bigger body, I was like, my body was like a prison, because what I felt like in here was not like what looked like outside. Like when I looked in a mirror, it was different than what I felt like in here or what I thought I should look like. Right. So it was almost like I had like the fat filter on. And I was, wait, why won't this go away? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely messes with your mind. 100%.
Definitely.
Yeah. Do you guys ever like when you look back at your older photos of yourself, how does it make you feel? Like, does it make you feel proud? Does it make you feel like you're still kind of on a journey? Does it make you feel like how do you feel?
I think it's a little bit of a both. Like I'm still on a journey. I feel, I don't know if it's proud or just, my God, finally.
Yeah.
So the way that so when I got to my heaviest point, I was super depressed. I lived in Charlotte and my job sucked, or I sucked at it either way. And I was lonely and alone. And I did see how people get onto my 600-pound life, because I sat in my house and just ate all day. That's what I did, because I was depressed. And then I think at the end of the year, I was like, wait a minute. I was taking like a personality test at my job. It was like they were evaluating us. And the guy on the phone asked me, when was the last time like you had like a belly laugh? And I was like, wow, I don't remember. And that's when I was like, whoa, I think I am depressed.
Wow.
I'm going to change this. I'm getting the beep out of Charlotte. I'm getting the hell out of here. That's where I gave my boyfriend, now my husband, I was the ultimatum. I'm either going back home or I come to Georgia. Your choice. So it helped, but I do understand, like when we've talked to all the doctors that say, like when you get to that heaviest point, your body keeps fighting to keep it. So it was so freaking hard to just get out of that. And then I would creep up higher than that, still with the binging, and then come down. And so I could always white knuckle back and forth. But that weight I put on in 2007, it just took so long. So like when I would see myself, I'm like, well, I started to get used to it. Looked, but you can see the 30 to 40 pounds that I was played with all these years, but finally it's freaking gone. So I feel like a combination of relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pride.
Yeah. It just feels like an evolution to me. You know, I don't think it's ever going to stop. And that's not a bad thing because because, you know, it is one thing now we're realizing, you know, the power of GLP-1s and the freedom that they offer. And I mean, even though we're on them, you still have to do the work. But once you shed the pounds, once your body, you know, functions the way that it needs to function, then what? And to me, that's when the real work starts because you're maintaining at the same time you're still growing and you're still healing. That's what it seems like to me. And I think as long as we have breath in our bodies and movement in our limbs, it's a continuous evolution. And you know, I think Dr. Daniel Rosen said it the best when he did the analogy of, you know, GLP-1 dosages, and you have a ladder, and it's like you're at 2.5 of mounjaro or 0.25 of ozempic, and you're burning through the ladder to get to the top. Well, in your quest to burn through the ladder to get to the top dosage, you've missed everything in between on the way, and you've missed some possible additional benefits if you just would have slowed down. And I'm like, wow. And that's how I feel now. And I started feeling that way a couple months ago, where it really is about the journey. It really is. And it's not saying you discount your goals or anything like that.
Yeah.
It really is about the journey, because now I'm 2 pounds from my goal. Okay.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Now it's maintaining. That's the hard part. Is maintaining. And it's like, okay. And I know the range, you know, some people reset their goals. My doctor is like, I mean, could you do 145? You could do between 145 and 150, you know, just to give yourself some wiggle room. And that's what she had said from the beginning at 165. She said, you could lose an additional 10 just to give yourself that cushion. So I'm glad to, you know, hear doctors talk about the ranges, talk about the cushion area, so it doesn't put as much stress on you to maintain a certain number, you know?
Yeah. I think there are so many people in the community that are like, they get stressed out when they, you know, they gain 5 or 6 or 7. Oh, I gained 7 pounds this week. And I'm like, you're a woman with hormones and all kinds of stuff going on. Like 10 pounds less is like nothing. That's nothing. You'll lose it again. Right.
Yeah.
Stay the course. But yeah, it's difficult. Like when you're really, and especially like people that white knuckled it for a long time, or people that, you know, they were sick and they needed help, and they finally found this thing that works, and then they get discouraged because they see that scale going back up. That's natural. That's normal to get discouraged. But you're right. The journey is the part to concentrate on. The starting point and the goal are great, but the journey is like where you're going to grow. Right. And in more ways than just changing your physical body. Like I feel like my mental health is like a lot more clear since I got a hold of some of the other things.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not waking up with the food hangover. That's just so important. I always say that, because that's like the life of a addiction. When you wake up and your brain's clouded from what you did yesterday, and you feel guilty, and you are you're feeling all the regret, and you have this food hangover. So your body just feels tired and like wasted because you just stuffed it to the max all the day before. So I feel so much lighter in spirit, mentally. Like And
Yeah.
no food hangovers.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no food hangovers. I don't want to go back.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, we can't go back. It is just like Dr. Michael Albert said, the train has left the station. So
right. The plane has taken off. We're not landing.
Mhm.
We're just forever. Just
Right,
just
Nate.
fuel us in flight. Just fuel us in flight. Okay.
fuel us in flight. Yeah. Here you go.
That's right. That's right. That's
I
right.
get it, Nate. Yeah.
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 Nate. Thank you.
I totally
Nate.
understand. I sat in my little apartment just depressed. So
Wow.
I was like that in college. I had a minute in college. I had a not so great breakup that, I mean, it wasn't like this awful like atomic bomb or anything, but like mentally it really messed with me.
Mhm.
And I basically just woke up. I went to class. I went to soccer practice. I came home. I didn't do anything else. I was even just getting food delivered. I wasn't even going out to get food.
Mhm.
And my I'll never forget, my grandpa showed up like out of the blue, didn't call me, didn't say he was coming, nothing. My grandpa showed up and he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You're 19 years old. Go live your life. What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm living it." Like, and he's like, "No, you're an autopilot. That's what you're doing. Don't do that." But same thing. I was just basically class, soccer practice, came home, ate, went to bed. That's it. That's all I was doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's again another one of those cyclical things, because there's, when you're in that pattern, there's nothing you're doing that's gonna, like, unless somebody intervenes, almost nothing's gonna snap you out of that. Almost nothing.
Yeah.
There are things, but I mean, I wasn't even conversing with my roommate. Like, I was living in an apartment. I wasn't even conversing with my roommate. I was just coming in, just doing my thing, and like just living on another plane, you know.
Wow.
But yeah, when that depression gets a hold of you, it's like, it's hard. It's hard to let go of it, or to some of us are lucky enough that we had that person that like snapped us out of it.
Yeah.
And whatever worked for you, Kat. I'm glad that whatever that thing was found you and like just snapped you out of that.
Funny. It was that conversation with a personality. I don't know what it was that, I don't know why they hired him to come and like interview all of us, but that question, when's the last time you had a belly laugh? I was like, oh no.
Look,
and that's not my personality at all. I was like, this is not me.
Yeah.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Wow.
Good.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
After going through chemo and pregnancy, I was devastated mentally and physically. I ate all my feelings. Yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Sabrina. Sabrina is a champion, man. She is.
She sure is.
She is a very strong woman. Very strong woman. Her story to me was so powerful. Like, I knew it, but then like to hear her tell us her story again in the way that she did was, I hope that it was transformative for everybody else that was watching it, because it was for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think when Sabrina, was sharing her story, and when she would, get choked up, it's, I mean, I don't think an experience like that ever leaves you, I mean, how a lot of people say, oh, time, oh, you'll get over it. I think that there are some experiences that we have in life that will forever stay with us, good, bad, or indifferent. And I think Sabrina's story is definitely one of those, because, it's supposed to be the happiest time of your life, but then you're battling to stay alive. Yeah.
She posted a TikTok recently about her journey through that. And I cried again watching that. I'm so proud of her for like soldiering through that. And I couldn't imagine traveling a journey that hard. I could never fathom it myself.
Child, look.
So to know somebody that's that strong is just so
I'm
cool.
sitting up here. I was struggling with daggone fibroids, let alone cancer.
Right.
I mean, seriously, I don't know. I don't know. I would like to think that I'm a strong person. I would like to, think that all of us are strong women. But when you're put in that situation, like, what would you do? I don't know. I mean, shoot, I'd probably pass out in the daggone doctor's office. Seriously. I'd be like, okay, wait a minute, that's it. They would have to get the smelling salts for me.
Yeah, I know.
Was it Sherry said she wanted to add a little bit of 2 cents? Do you see that? Mental health talk, provide a resource.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Drop it in the chat for sure.
Oh, yeah, Nate. I can't,
I do want to touch. I want to do one little segment real quick, just real quick. I'm gonna go to the spa real quick.
You look like cute. Thank you.
I know, right?
I thought about doing something funny like what Kim did, but I was like, no, we're gonna skip it.
You look like a mermaid. You're like,
I know.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't think of that. That's cute. That's so cute. I love that.
How my hair
so I just wanted to remind everybody, kind of a little similar to last week. I just want to remind everybody to just support each other. So this week I had a family member post about somebody that we're super proud of for losing weight and doing the thing, right? And I'm so proud of that person. I'm so proud of her for losing the weight and getting her health back and this and that. But the person that posted about it was like, I'm proud of her because she did it the natural way.
Oh.
And what I want to say is you can always tactfully stand up for yourself, right? And I did that. I stepped out and I said, this is my body. This is what I've been through. This is what I did. This is why I did it. And sometimes you just have to do that, right? Because if you don't do that, the narrative doesn't change, right? If you don't say something, if you just stay quiet because you don't want to offend somebody or you don't want to hurt their feelings, the narrative doesn't change. But do it in a tactful manner. Still support your people. Still make your people feel supported. But it's okay to stand up for yourself. I challenged.
Wow.
I was so incredibly challenged by that because on the one hand, I am so incredibly proud of the person they were talking about because it's been a very hard challenge for her. But on the other hand, I thought, wait a minute, don't discount everybody else. And I don't even just mean me. I mean you and Kat and everybody I know that has taken their health back, right? And it's so incredible. I had so many friends bounce back in the comment of I made a whole Facebook post about it and just explained from point A to now. And I had so many people come back and say, you're right. Congratulations. Be proud of yourself. Like I didn't think I really needed to hear that until people jumped back and said the things that I did need to hear. And then there were even people that I had no idea, people that I've known for an incredibly long amount of time, that I had no idea that they were on the same journey as me. I had no clue. So now I've connected with friends that I haven't talked to in years that are on the exact same journey as me, and I had no clue. I didn't know. So sometimes blessings come out of that, right? Sometimes blessings come out from just stand up and say what you need to say. Do it well. Don't be a country music fan. I'll say it that way. But stand up and say what you need to say. You know,
that's just so mean. You know,
but I don't think she was I really, truly, wholeheartedly, this person that made the post was is very close to me. I love her with all my heart.
Okay.
I don't think she was trying to be malicious. I don't think she was trying to discount anything. I think the era that she grew up in was very diet culture-y. And her mother was very diet culture-y. It was all about having you need to have the body, right? That's the thing. You need to keep that in check. Right. And so, her opinions were a product of that. Right. And so I kind of give her that leeway, but at the same time, I was like, all right, hold up. Here's the thing. Yeah. Like, I get it. I get how you see it, but wait, here's the thing. Here's how other people see it. Right. Yeah. And that's okay to do that. Just do it well. Do it tactfully. For sure. So anyway, that's my spiel for tonight. So we do want to bring Cherie in tonight. Cherie wants to say a few things about some mental health. She's got some really great resources. So I'm going to bring her in real quick and let her drop her resources with her. So everybody, welcome Cherie. Okay. Cherie's one of our newest members of our team. Welcome.
Yay. Hi.
How are you?
I am doing well. I mean, as I said in the chat, and just as to reverberate what you guys have been saying all night. Mental health is such an important part of all of our journeys. We've all been a victim of diet culture. We've all been a victim of just friends and family not knowing what to say or how to say it to just help us realize that we need help. And so 2 things that I found through TikTok, actually, one of which is called Open Path Collective. It works a lot like Better Health does, but on a much lower income cost-wise.
Right.
So like Better Health for a lot of people isn't feasible because of the cost. And in a lot of cases, through their resources and through their donors, it can be free for some people. So it's definitely an opportunity. Like if you need the therapy, but it's just out of your wheelhouse, because we all feel the pain of inflation today.
Definitely.
That Walmart order every time gets smaller because the prices just keep going. It can be a big help for everyone. And they have resources where they can help find you someone locally or telehealth. Because I know there's a lot of us that just don't want to leave because we still have that body dysmorphia going on. And we still see ourselves as those heaviest weights, even though we're not. And then my other resource is an app called White Flag. You may have seen it on TikTok. But what it is you can either raise your white flag or you can be the person that is raising their white flag that allows someone to talk to. It's people that have gone through similar journeys to yourself, whether it's obesity or whether it's depression, or you just need to feel not alone. You can raise your white flag and be connected with someone else in the world who has a similar mindset and just talk to them. Because a lot of times a mental health crisis can be solved with just a simple conversation with someone. And it has helped me personally when just I needed someone to just that knows what's going through my head to talk to. Because I love my husband, but he doesn't understand PCOS. And this is before Lydia had started posting on TikTok. And so I didn't have that connection with her. And so it definitely, it helped me through some very hard times.
That's an incredible resource. I love that. I love the white flag.
And it's completely free.
So it's white. Is it called White Flag Inc.? I'm looking for the website.
Yeah.
It's an app.
I was looking for it too.
Oh yeah, it says it's an app, White Flag Inc.
And then what was the other website that you gave?
Openpathcollective.org.
Openpathcollective.org. Hold on.
Yeah. All right.
So this is what it looks like on the Android App Store.
Okay, White Flag.
Open Pass. Okay, is it Open Path?
It's Open Path
Collective or Path?
Yeah.
Openpathcollective.org.
Okay, got it.
And I have a friend who was in a very, very, very dark place that I was quite concerned for her stability. And I said, hey, I know that you do not have the physical resources to see a therapist.
Yeah.
I know that's not in your wheelhouse right now. Maybe this is an option. And it was an option for her.
Good.
It was at a much lower cost than what her insurance could provide her with. I am lucky to work for a great company that gives 12 free, something like that, close to 12 free therapy sessions per year. And that's before my medical benefits kick in.
That's awesome. I love that.
And not everyone has that.
Yeah. No. I think it's really important to have resources like this because, like, especially in today's economy, like there's so many people that are struggling so hard and they need it, but they don't, the money's just not there to provide that resource for them. So
yeah,
it's so imperative. So like the Open Path Collective, you said that they work like on a kind of a sliding scale then to charge their fees, or how does that go?
Yes.
Good.
I haven't personally used it, so I don't really know. But from what I've been able to tell, that it's that it's more of a sliding scale type thing.
Mm-hmm. Good. Awesome.
Sorry.
Thank
Sulfur
you.
burps, y'all. I know pretty much everyone here knows the feeling, and my
They're
ozempic
so
has
real.
decided that it just wants to take it.
Thank you for saying that, Ellie. We all have your back, girl.
Thank you, Ellie.
For sure. Well, Sheree, thank you so much for sharing the mental health resources, and we will definitely post those. We'll start posting those in the video descriptions. We'll just post them in every video description so they're there for everybody, because the mental health aspect is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Personal. And where can we find you on TikTok for everybody out there?
Sheree's _life_journey.
Okay.
You guys may have known me as Set in Love. I have moved my GLP journey to its own TikTok page.
Well, and she's tagged in all of her videos on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Yes.
She's tagged in all her videos on TikTok, so you guys follow her along. She posts the coolest, like she teeters between like funny filters to, okay, I'm going to share about my journey today. Like, I love it because it like lets me check out of the GLP thing for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, we all need that sometimes.
Yes,
for sure.
Sometimes and on this new account, like I tried so hard to land on GLP talk. Like I followed all of the people. I was interacting with all of the videos. And it took a complete turn and threw me into book talk, which I'm perfectly fine with because I've been in my book era lately, as Lydia well knows, because I'm constantly talking about what I'm reading.
I wish I had time to read. I really do.
I steal moments that I can find to read, whether it's 15 minutes during my break at work or I've got 5 minutes before a meeting at work. I'm going to read a page or a chapter or whatever I can find. And it's because sometimes you need that mental minute to just check the heck out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Maybe I need to try that. I don't know. My ADHD could never. I'd feel like I'd be like, jump in, jump out. It'd be like double Dutch with a book.
I mean, as I've told you, Lydia, I started with audiobooks and I can't handle most audiobooks with my neurodivergency at regular speed. It's too slow. It will put me to sleep. So I speed it up.
Oh, that's a good idea. Because I like audiobooks, but I would fall asleep driving. I was like, I'm getting sleepy while I'm driving. So
yeah, because by speeding it up, it matches the pace that's going in my head.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That's so true. You gotta catch the right gear.
And that's why a lot of people who are more neurospicy tend to like audiobooks more, is because the speed matches the pace in their head.
I agree. TikTok can be my mental checkout because it's full of ignorant, stupid things.
I get that. I get that.
I need a good laugh.
Totally.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Well, Sheree, thanks for coming on and sharing that stuff with us. I really appreciate you so much. And Sheree's been moderating our chat, so thank you for that, too.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know Sheree.
She's so awesome. All right, so we've been at this for a hot minute. I think we should probably think about wrapping up. Do you guys have anything else you want to share? What was okay? Hold on, I'll challenge you like this. Jernine, what was your non-scale victory for the last week since last Friday? Did you have a non-scale victory?
No. Look. Oh, yeah. I fit into a size 8 uniform dress for the
way to go.
The pink color for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I fit in a size 8. Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know that felt good.
It did.
So like when you guys are like figuring out, so like when you're getting ready to order all those things, do they measure you? Do you just kind of tell them what size you are? How does that go? How does that work?
When we initially got these uniforms, we did have to get measured.
Oh.
Yeah. They wanted you to come in, which made sense because it was a totally different cut than the uniforms that we had before. And so, you had to come in, register, come in for the fit clinics. But now you just order and you just tell them what size you are. That's
very
it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So as long as it's like the same cut, you just tell them I'm this size, and they roll with it.
Yeah. Some of the things are still a little different, and we only go up to a certain size.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Some people get kind of bent out of shape about that, but to me, it makes sense. Like,
it's but I mean, like now we don't have the weekly weigh-ins. We don't have any of that. It's just, okay, this is the size that I wear. And and I will say that they do attempt to be as size inclusive as possible. I will say that. So
that's good. That's good. Well, Kat, did you have an NSV this week?
I'm sure I had a lot of them and I am overlooking them. But when I was talking about food hangovers, this week I just think about it's been a long-term NSV then. I just not waking up with food hangover. It just feels
I love it.
Like this morning, you just wake up and anybody out there understands what a food hangover is. It's
like a fog. For me, it's like a fog.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not the same kind of hangover as like if you drank too much the night before, but it's like it's a fog that you're just, I don't know. For me, that's what it is.
It's like
my brain isn't quite right. Yeah.
The regret, the down on yourself, and then the fog. But really hasn't happened.
Well, Jernine's gonna roast me for my NSV.
Okay, what is it?
I ordered myself something very special for this year's football season. My jersey I have had since I was 15, and it is a Kelly Green Philadelphia Eagles Cunningham jersey. But here's the thing. This is the thing you'll be proud of me for, okay? You'll hate that it's green. I'm sorry. But here's the thing you'll be proud of me for. So my Cunningham jersey, literally, I wear it like a trash bag because it's a men's size. It's like a men's XL, right? Because that's what fit, right? Mm-hmm. So this week, I ordered myself a women's medium jersey, okay? If you guys know anything about football, the women's jerseys are like...
Yeah, they are.
It is coming in the mail, and I am super excited. Like, I measured myself and like made sure it was going to be A-okay. And girl, I am proud of myself for that, okay? Because since 15, I've been wearing the trash bag jersey, okay? No more trash bag jersey for Lydia. We're done.
I'm so happy for you. I mean, not because of the team, but because of the
Well, thank you. That's very big of you to cross the NFL picket lines. Thank you.
I did it. It hurt, but I did it.
I got you. But tonight's been great. I was so nervous about being here without Kim because, like, I don't know, Kim just is Kim. But I think we did good. I think we held on the fort okay.
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay, good. Well, thank you, gals, for helping me.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting me on butt stuff.
Absolutely, Kat. Yeah. We couldn't not have butt stuff. We had to have the butt stuff.
Yeah,
because, for sure.
I mean, because could you imagine if it was just Kat and myself?
We still have fun.
I could imagine it if it was just you and Kat. I would have a lot of fun hanging out just with you and Kat.
Look, but it'd be like, woo! Yeah. But
a good woo. That's right. A good woo, for sure. Well, I think we're going to end the night. Thank you guys so much, everybody, for joining us. We do have to run a little bit of bean footage before we go, and we'll say goodbye before we leave. But I hope everybody enjoyed the night. Thank you so, so, so much. Thank you, Shuri. Thank you, guys. All right. Sorry about that, Jernine. I clicked the button too fast. I'm sorry. I'm new to this.
No.
You were talking, and I was like,
I get cut off all the time because I'm a big blabbermouth.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Everybody
All
have
right,
a great
everybody.
night.
Everybody.
Have a good
Bye,
Friday.
guys.
Bye.